Double check this. Shalom, family. HOI Detroit. I'm thinking about. I was gonna put them. I'm gonna do all that. All right. So the trumpet is for war, and it's for the angels to protect us. That's what the trumpet is for. So for those who don't know about blowing the trumpet, when Joshua blew the trumpet, it was for war. And when they walked around the and the field down, when they walked around with the Jordan wall, when they walked the wall, and they blew the trumpet 7 times, it fell down, right? And so here is the ram's horn, right? And so what we do, we follow our forefathers, right? It's like if your forefathers, if your father teach you how to play, how to do welding, or anything, right? That only he can teach you because it's hands-on. Because he don't have no school that he owns. And so he can teach you how to do welding, he can teach you how to do carpentry, he can do all that. And so we follow our forefathers because they teach us how to serve the Lord in his way. Okay, so that's how you blow a horn. And the reason why I blew it like that, because I want to let Melchizedek know he can't blow it like me. So the whoa! Abanawa, Shema Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Baba'ah, Baratazaka, Ayah, Asha, Baratazah, Kowa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Lanawa, Laham, Ko, Kawam, Sanafanawa, Nasalakanawa, Afawafanawa, Wafanawa, Willa'ah, Double A Nawa, Malasay 1. Abo, Shainawa, Sayung, Rai, Kaya, Alaka, Alakuf, Wala Karuf, Lamyam, Amen. And so that was in Paleo Hebrew, which they beat it out of us, and now this is in the language that they put in us. Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. May you give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and help us forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou art the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Okay, and so the reason why we preach in Paleo Hebrew is because in Paleo Hebrew, you lose potency when you go to English. You lose. It's just like, say for instance, you get original oil, right? And then when you go get oil from another, when you go get oil that has been used, they got where they synthesize used oil and then they put it in your car. It's not the original oil, but it's oil that's been used, and they put it together and they make it better, and so they put it in your car. But Paleo Hebrew is original and it's potency, so it gives you more of understanding of what you're saying. So that's what we're saying. All right. Everybody understand that? Was that plain English? All right. Shalom. Everything look good? Okay. Need some glasses. Shalom, family. We give our praise to our elders. We give our glory to Yahweh. We give our praise to Yahweh Shai. We have our captain is going to be married, and he's going to Jamaica, right? Okay, he's going to Jamaica, and whoso all can make it there, I would say do so. Last time I seen him go to England, and he set England on fire. You know, that's one of my favorite messages that he presented in England. Even though he got many, one of my favorites from Captain Aria was from when he went at the who sold them bean pies? Yeah, when he went after them, that's my favorite. But this here is just as tough. So I'm just on YouTube, and we're gonna all try to make it there to Jamaica and support him in his marriage. You know, and you know, you can say a lot of things about Israelites, you know, but when you keep the commandments, I don't know how you don't want a man keeping the commandments. When you don't want a man that have to subject to the commandments, you put yourself in a danger zone. And so we're gonna move forward with this. Give me Daniel 9 and 12. So this message is going to be about the Mexicans, right? That you so-called Mexicans. We call them Ephraim, Zebulon, and a couple different names that's in Hebrew. And so Mexicans and stuff like that, it has a bad meaning. Puerto Ricans has a bad meaning, right? They wouldn't pour.
9 and 12.
They give me Daniel 9 and 12.
I got you.
Okay, then give me Deuteronomy 28:64. Okay, so, but it's like Negro are African American. African American itself has a bad meaning, but the Israelite means the prince of the power of God, right? Okay, so when you speak in Hebrew, it gives you more potency of what you're saying. Now, when you're speaking in English, it gives you a dead meaning of who you are. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a devil way of saying, say the devil call you bootneck, and the Lord call you princess, right? But you don't know the definition of bootneck, and you don't know the definition of Israel. And so, but you're not knowing the definition of either one, it doesn't make a difference of what they call you, right? Because you don't know the definition. Keep going.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, and verse 12. When everybody there say, Con? This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9, and verse 12, and it reads as this. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judge us.
Right. And so he confirmed. Confirm is a state of for certainty, right? He backs it up, okay? And so he confirmed his word, right? Because his word cannot come back void. So he pushes his word and he stands behind it, right? Because his word is not in danger of him, and it's not in danger of you if you keep the statute of his word. Keep going.
By bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
Right. And so so you got a lot of Israelites, and you got a lot of people that think that the Mexican and the so-called African Americans are different people, which is the Ephraim and the Israelites are Judah are different people, which is Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom are different people. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to get you to see how close we are. So we go from Mexicans to the African Americans, which we're so far apart. Then we go from blacks to Hispanic, which we kind of a little closer because we Hispanics are so many colors that they do tap into the African Americans or the blacks, right? Because you can find some Hispanic blacks, and then you can find, of course, and then you can find light-skinned blacks that match their colors. So now we come a little closer. Now, when you say Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, we even closer. And so when you're speaking in Hebrew, it brings you closer. But when you're speaking in English, you just say Mexicans and African Americans, and that's so far apart. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so now, so you identify each other in your natural state, you'll see how close you really are. Okay, can you read? Keep reading that.
Verse 13. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us. Yet we are not our prayer before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth.
Okay, so you got to understand what he's saying. Okay, read that again.
Verse 13. As it is written in the laws of the law of Moses.
Okay, so it's written in our forefathers, right? Because we're talking about our forefathers, right? Okay, so keep going and watch this.
All this evil has come upon us.
Right there. all this evil has become on us, right? And so it's not like all this evil has become to us, but it has become up on us, which makes it's more of us more than gathered of ourselves. So what we're trying to say is that who are us? When we say blacks, right, are African Americans, we don't have to say us. All we do is say we. When we say us, it's more than black, it's more than African Americans involved. We is African Americans, right? That's what we are. Are we Judah? That's what we are, we.
Okay.
But when you talk about us means somebody else are involved with Judah. Somebody else are involved with Ephraim. Because you're talking about us. We're talking about we, that kind of conceal a little bit more. But us is too far apart. So who are a part of us? Keep going.
Okay. Yet made not our prayers before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth.
Okay, and so we have to turn from our iniquities to understand our truth. Okay, so what's the truth? The truth is that we are the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the truth. Now, it comes to a point to where, and I understand why we don't really like the Mexicans. See, I'm gonna show you something. When I was a kid, I grew up in a small town called Robonia, right? And in this small town in Florida, packed out in the boondocks, I grew up with Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and blacks. And so how that group is managed. Why did you put us together? Because you know there would be no turmoil. Because we are all the same people. Now, we call the Mexicans that live on the other side of the street, we call them Puerto Ricans, and we call ourselves blacks. Now, the blacks had their own bar. A block down the street, the Puerto Ricans had their own bar, and another block down the street, the Mexicans had their own bar. And so, in this little town called Robonia, Bradenton, Florida, Manatee County, I grew up around the 12 tribes of Israel and never knew who they were. Why? Because we was misidentified. But we lived great together. See, we lived together so great that we lived as a family, but we lived separate because we was misidentified. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't mix with the Mexicans. We didn't mix with the Puerto Ricans. We went to pick cherries, we went to pick strawberries, and we went to the packing house to mess with tomatoes, right? Not knowing that we're amongst the family, but we're separate because mentally we misidentify each other. You know what I'm saying? Okay, keep going. I mean, y'all don't understand my family, you know, my history, but I'm just telling you my history. I grew up with these people till I was 20, not knowing that we all got so good. I mean, we all got along together, but we never was together. But we never, the Mexicans never hung us. We never set them on fire. We just never was together, but we was together, right? And so I'm gonna bring you into something. Keep going.
I was gonna say this, Salaki. You know, one of the reasons why we don't, even us as blacks, so-called blacks, don't think the Mexicans are a part of our tribe, is one of the reasons people think slavery, they think all them ships just came to America. So we got to get that out of our mind. Them ships went all over. So I'm going to read this precept right here.
Come.
We're going to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 64. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64.
You want him to read it and you explain it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28, 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all...
Oh, hold on. Say calm when you got it. Take the camera, make sure everything going good.
You say Deuteronomy 68, okay.
28, 64.
28, 64, okay. I'm here.
Deuteronomy 28, 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Stop right there. See, when we think slavery, sometimes in America we think everybody came out of Egypt just went right to America. That's, you know what I mean? That's one of the things in our mind. Them ships went all over because it says all over from amongst one end to the earth. Read that part. I meant to cut you off too early. Finish that part off right there.
From the one end of the earth even into the other.
Right there. Them ships went to America, Canada, Iraq, what's that? Indonesia, all over. So they just ain't come here. So sometimes that's part of the separation. We just think it went right here. Keep going up.
And there shall serve other gods, which either thou nor their fathers have even known, even wood and stone.
Now that's another thing we have in common with the so-called Mexicans. When it says stone, a lot of Mexicans are Muslims.
Right.
That's another thing we have in common. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not our religion, and what's the other thing? A lot of so-called Hispanics are Christians, the same as us. We experience the same things, but, and I'm gonna say this, we're gonna say Esau is real cunning.
Crafty.
Because what makes the difference if I say we experience the same thing, but what divides us? Our language. We can't coexist with each other. I can't tell you that you did this when I can't understand what you're talking about. You don't really understand me. That's that one thing that keeps, what do they say? Divide and conquer. So I'll put them over there and I tell them, you so-called Mexican, but you speak this language. You so-called African American, but you speak English.
Never come back together.
Yeah, that's a division tactic.
Right, that's it.
Because when you think about it, there's Mexicans with all our shades.
Oh, yeah.
But what's the difference? The language.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got light skin, we got light skin blacks. But what's the difference?
The
language and, oh, you from over there. I'm from America, you from, they just like this, ain't they? So that's one of the things why we had that difference, one of the differences, you know what I'm saying? And of course, like I said, in some camps you do have so-called Mexicans in there that they know.
Very little.
But another thing, what does Esau do? Poison our minds, especially theirs. When anybody come across the boat over here, what they tell them? Stay away from
blacks. Don't stay away from blacks.
I had seen something on Facebook where a so-called Mexican said they had told him that, but when he got over here, he said the blacks treated him better than the whites. Mm-hmm. But they put that poison, the same poison. They've been putting poison in our head for the longest. Light skinned against dark skin.
Right.
They put that poison because if I can put all these obstacles in front of you, you ain't gonna never see who the real enemy is. Right. The enemy is the one putting the obstacles in front of you. You know what I'm saying? But we don't see that. Even as blacks, light or black, rich, poor. They put that in front of us all the time. So I yield on that.
Yeah, okay. That's heavy right there. Okay, you want to say something?
I want to just a history note. Most of us had basic history in elementary and high school, and they tell us about the so-called Alamo. What they don't tell you is that Mexico would refuse to give up slaves that would travel south to get away from slavery. That's really what the war was about. And they don't tell you that the Mexicans had a treaty with Haiti to try to free all the slaves back in 1840. So we know that our enemy used crafty counsel. So and they don't even tell you that I believe he was the first or the second president of Mexico was of African descent.
Black man.
Yeah, they don't tell you that. It was a black man.
Israelite. So
a lot of the Mexicans were fighting that battle of the Alamo. They didn't want to give away slaves. But see, what they do is they create a divide. And even me, with my family, I got a lot of us are from mixed up with Latin and Native Americans, and a lot of my family, they swear they can't tell a lot of my family that's lighter. They can't tell them what my cousin gets stopped all the time. They believe, they can't tell if he's Mexican or if he's black. I had a friend. I was talking to him. I just found out he Mexican.
Wow.
He thought
he was black.
I thought he was black. Mm-hmm. So, but what they do is they create this divide because he always used crafty counsel to make sure that we won't get together. And as the brother brought out earlier, divide and what?
Conquer. Come on. Give me Psalms 83. Start with probably 2.
Psalm 73,
Con.
2.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2.
68. No, yeah.
And everybody there say con. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2. And it reads as this: For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and that they that hate thee have lifted up thy head. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Okay, and so crafty counsel is to make sure I can make your son and his father to not know that they're any kin to each other. Right? That's my job. I have to do this for the devil to make sure I survive on this planet. I have to make sure that the father and son have no dealings with each other in order for me to survive on this planet. Because once them two come together, he know that he's the son and he's the father. Once you ever seen was the Lion King?
Yeah, I see one of them. I think.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so crafty counsel means that this is something that I have to do to survive. That's how into it I am. I'm so into this that it caused me to live. So once we start to know that the devil is so into this that it caused him to live and rule the kingdom and to nourish with his family. Or if we come together, he automatically dies. You see what I'm saying? So you have to realize how important for him to do this. That's number one. You think he just doing this because he hates you. Yeah, of course, he do hate you. But he hates you because his death is to live among what he have to survive to hate you for, right? Keep going.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
So crafty counsel is a must, or I would die if I don't bring this crafty counsel to live over you. Keep going.
And have consulted against thy hidden ones.
Okay, so why you hidden? Because I already started my crafty counsel. I started from day one when you got out of Egypt. Keep going.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
You have to not be a nation for me to be a nation, because we both can't be a nation. Because if you know you're God's chosen people and you are definitely a nation, then I am under your subjection, right? And the sun is against me, you against me, there's no way I can survive, right? The earth against me, everything is against me that I have to be against. So what is the wicked against? He against the food. Why? Because the food is against him. He against the sun. Matter of fact, if it was up to me, I'd rather for the sun not to shine. Because it's more against you if it don't shine than it is with me. Keep going.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And so if the name of Israel would be no more in remembrance, then the name of America will always be remembered. Right? Okay, so let's drop that. Give me Deuteronomy. No, give me John 4 and 7.
You say John?
Yeah, John 4 and 7. Give me Hosea 7 and 8. Give me John 4 and 7, hold that, and then give me 7 and 8 right now. Hosea 7 and 8.
You want Hosea?
Yeah, right now.
Hosea 7 and 8.
Hosea 7 and 8.
Yeah, first.
Hosea 7 and 8 reads, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Okay, and so, when you get ready to put a cake together, right? Okay, and so when you put all the ingredients together, it's all spotted. You got light, the sugar where it become white, You have the dough where it's become yellow. You have the clay where it's become dark. You just have the butter where it's become yellow. So everything is put together, right? But I have not stirred it up to make it one color. So he's a cake that's not been turned. So Ephraim, the Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, they are the color that has not been mixed together. So they're all different colors. Why? Because they've been messing with all different nations. Give me Isaiah 7 and 8. Okay, and so now that Ephraim is like this, right? He used the language to separate us, and we're already confused. Why? Because he's so many different colors. But we're so many different colors as well. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
Isaiah 7 and 8.
Oh man, you already? Really?
No, it's still going, but it's low battery.
Battery?
Low battery.
Damn, come on.
Isaiah 7 and 8.
Isaiah 7 and 8.
You better move fast.
Isaiah 7 and 8.
I got it plugged up.
When you have it, say come.
Con.
Isaiah 7 and 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is risen. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, and it be not a people.
Okay, so the Puerto Ricans and Mexicans, they was broken, right? They were separated from us, right? And so they were not a people among us. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and so now, how you see how the Lord has broken them from among us, and it has become by the heathens that has adapted them into this. Give me John 4 and 7.
John 4 and 7.
John 4 and 7.
This is the book of John, chapter 4 and verse 7.
Deuteronomy 28.
When everybody there say come.
We're gonna move real fast.
This is the book of John, chapter 4 and verse 7, and it reads as this. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water.
Okay, and so if Ephraim was broken from Samaria, right? Now there's coming a woman from Samaria, right? And so who is she? This woman is Ephraim. Why? Because the Lord has separated us from them. Why? Because they kept dwelling in other heathen. They kept, just like they're doing now. Oh, we vote for Trump, we vote for Trump. And in religion, we're Catholic, we believe in white Jesus. They always broke away from who we were. It was Ephraim that always broke away from who we were. That's why most of them are lightly, whitely, coincidentally. You know what I'm saying? They're more lightly, whitely than we are. When you see a Mexican, you're not surprised that he's that light. You see what I'm saying? But we're darkly, warkly because we stayed in the truth. But they're lightly, whitely, why? Because they stayed under the heathens. You see what I'm saying? And so why? So the God broke them off. Why? Because give me Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 3. What did I ask you to give me?
28 and give me Deuteronomy 28.
Who gave me Hosea 7 and 8? Do you have that?
I gave you 7 and 8.
What was it? Oh, cake did not turn. Okay, and you got John 4 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
you wanted Deuteronomy 28.
What did I just ask for?
Deuteronomy 7 and 3.
Yeah, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 3.
Deuteronomy 7 and verse 3 reads, neither shalt thou make marriages with them, their daughters thou shalt not give unto his sons.
Right. Okay, and so neither should thou make marriage with the other nations. And your daughters, keep going.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto their son.
Okay, and so you shouldn't give your son to their daughters, and you shouldn't give your daughters to their sons. So what he's saying is that keep your daughters among the 12, right? Okay. So now that that's established, what do you have to do in Isaiah 7 and 8?
Isaiah.
So this had to be done. Why? Because the law was already set for Moses. Do not mess with the other nations. A black woman, you should not be with no white man. You should not be no Arab or none of that. Why? Because this is in the Bible, right? Okay, and what are they gonna say? That Jesus has done away with all that. That's what they're gonna say. Okay, well, what was that? Malachi 3 and 6. Give me Malachi 3 and 6 first, and still hold that. You still got that? What I asked you for?
Oh, no, you ain't asked me for
Well,
nothing.
you asked me for the.
You asked me for
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 7 and 3, but you gave it to Dyer though.
No, I asked you for John 4 and 7.
I already read that. You want me to go back to it?
You never read John 4
Yes,
and
you
7?
did.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did that say?
That's about the Samaritan woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that.
Okay.
I'm not done with that.
Okay.
Keep that and give me, what did I just ask you for?
Malachi.
Give me Malachi 3 and 6.
Even Deuteronomy 28, 48.
We had to go fast. I don't remember if I said one time, I can't remember again.
All right.
I'm not that smart.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6.
You know, you smoked weed when I was a kid.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6. When everybody there say, come.
Malachi 3 and 6.
Come.
Gotcha.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6, and it reads as this. For I am the Lord, I change not.
That's it. That's all you need to know. If he changed not, there's nothing his son gonna do to change it. Right? So what we read in the Old Testament is all the way through. So I changed not. So what I said, if you confused about Paul and John, which you don't even understand, Paul, let's not even go there. Okay, so I changed not. Go back to John 4 and 7.
Okay.
Wait, what you got?
Deuteronomy 28, 48.
Give me that first, and then I want you to kill that. We're gonna stay with that 4 and 7 because you about to come with it hard. Go ahead.
Are you going to do 41? Which one?
No. What you got?
Deuteronomy 28, 48. Or was it 41? Which one?
It was 28, 41.
41?
Deuteronomy 28, 41.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28, 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Okay, and so what's going on with Ephraim? See, this is what I want to show you. Okay, so if it's crafty counsel against thy hidden ones, right? All you got to see is that whatever the white man or the heathens is doing against the blacks, and the blacks are the hidden ones of Israel, all you gotta do is match it. All you gotta do is match it up. So whatever's going on with us is going on with any other nation. If it's going on with any other nation, that's our brothers. It's common sense, because the Bible says this is how you identify yourself. If it's going on with us, if we lost our kids, and the Mexicans go to court and they come out be arrested, and their kids are in school, they have lost their kids. You see what I'm saying? So if I go to a red light and I have to stop because these are signs that you have to obey. In the Bible, these are signs that you have to identify yourself for. I don't see what you black Hispanic don't understand. I mean, these are the signs that you identify who you are. If you go to a red light, these are the signs how you identify you don't get no ticket, or if you run it, you will get killed. If you don't understand who you are, you will die with these people. These are the signs that you identify your Israelites. The white man said these are the signs that you don't run no red light because you can kill yourself. God said these are the signs how you identify your Israelites, or you're going to die. These signs are to live or to die. That's what the signs are for. You know what I'm saying? Now you can get practice signs with the white man, but with God you don't get death or live. You're not gonna get no ticket and pay for it. You're gonna die or you're gonna live. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so let's what you got?
John 4 and 7.
John 4 and 7. What did you just read?
28, 41, but I wanted to.
Okay, go ahead.
We add on here 28, 48, if it's okay.
Oh, of course, yeah.
28, 48. Therefore shall they serve their enemies. So we see that they are our enemies. which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and want for all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until we have destroyed thee. And if it's okay, to add on there, Slovakia, is that one of the kings of Mexico, when they tried to convert him to Christianity, and they said, don't you want to go to heaven? And he said, are the white conquistadors going to be there? They said, yes. He said, no, I'd rather burn and go to hell.
Right.
So once they took that yoke off of them, the so-called Mexicans, the so-called African Americans, we were already destroyed.
Good explanation.
Even Salaki, even by you reading that, it's the same thing with us. And one of all things, what city do they really run? They don't own Pepsi or nothing like that. They don't design any clothes either.
Not even water.
So it's the same. As you can read, it's the same boat.
Right.
It's just that barrier. So it's a powerful barrier. Is that language? That language is a powerful barrier.
They killed us. That was craft council.
That can, even like sometimes, I would say even like for us as a people, sometimes what's a barrier when we talk to somebody down south? When they say some things
soda, like they say soda water.
We don't.
We say pop.
Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
I want go give me soda water. Hold on, get you is the water salt, nigga? No. I want to drink some soda water.
So like I said,
we call it pop.
Yeah.
And so it's a language barrier. And so when am I right?
No, that's the main thing. Like I say, what do they call it? Spanish. Spain, you say you're a Mexican, but you speak Spanish.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, that's that thing it's like Esau is kind of crafty. It's like this. It's like a puzzle. And it's 1,000 pieces, and he just mix it over here, mix it over there, mix it over. You know how hard that would be to put that puzzle together? So it's that main thing. Like I say, it's that language barrier that keeps us. You know what I'm saying? That's that main, it's like a gate. That's that main gate that divides us. What are you?
What's that that square thing that you got to get all the colors? Rubik's Cube. So the Bible is really a Rubik's Cube. And the reason why it have to be a Rubik's Cube is because if it was easy to understood, they would have destroyed the Bible. Because the truth is too easy to see. And they need too much of a lie to exist.
Wow, it's funny that you mentioned that, Cass, because it's like, it's so easy that you can't see it. Like, what's that saying? You can't see the forest because of the trees.
Forest for the trees.
Wow, it's funny that you brought that out. You're right.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something so simple, and so they can understand. Okay, so just think of Paul as a state trooper. Mm-hmm. Now, the African Americans is the police. The police cannot do what the state trooper can do. The state trooper can go all around the county. The police can only stay in the city. So we can't make Paul do anything, but we can make the state. We make the people that the police in the city stay where they at. But Paul can go everywhere. Paul can go to the Greeks, nor Greek, nor Jew, nor bond, nor free. Paul can go to the Romans, because he's a Roman. Paul can go anywhere he wants. Why? Because he's in a different jurisdiction, right? And so now what has to be said is that if Paul has to make sure everybody understands it this way, so it lasts long. And that's why Peter said his writings are hard to be understood. And so the reason why it's confusing is so the Bible can still stay here. Now, it was common sense. All white folks gonna die, and only black folks gonna be saved, and everybody else gonna be in slavery under the blacks and the Hispanics. That's how it's gonna be. If Paul said it like this, we would not have the Bible. So Paul had to say it in a way that we can still get it, and they can still not get it. Do you see what I'm saying? The Bible is for our survival and their death. right? And so Paul is a smooth sailor, but he had to make sure that God's word is stable. And that's why it's called the elect, or what do you call us when we're looking for a remnant? Only remnant's gonna understand this. And see, and they say, give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. We gotta hurry up through because that battery going dead, ain't it? And I don't know why it's going dead so fast.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 10. When everybody there say "Con."
You say 12 and 10?
Con.
Yeah. Just write it down. Just keep going.
Okay, this is the book of
We gonna
Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 10, and it reads as this: the preacher sought to find out.
Ecclesiastes.
Okay, Sirach.
Sorry about
No,
that.
no, you're good. This is the book of Sirach, chapter, you said 12 and 10, right?
Mhm.
Chapter 12 and verse 10. And it reads as this: never trust thy enemy, for like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Okay, and so when you believe like the white man believe everybody can be saved, and you believe that too, something ain't right. Because you're trusting in his ways, in his wickedness. You believe in the things he believe in. He said never trust. That means only believe what he believe. If the white man believe everybody can be saved, and you believe everybody can be saved, it ain't right. You see what I'm saying? If the white man believe that give me second address 69. And so what it's saying, you do not supposed to believe like the same people that took you in slavery. You see what I'm saying? You don't supposed to believe like them. You don't. So if they believe Jesus is white, you do not supposed to believe that. If they believe the Sabbath day is Sunday, you do not supposed to believe that. There's nothing about them you're supposed to believe. Keep going.
Second address, 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Okay, so if this person gonna be the end of the world, and God so loved the world, so whosoever believe shall have everlasting life, his word gonna end if he believe or not. Only thing he can believe is his word gonna end. Read that again.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Hold up. Give me John 3:16.
This is the book of John, chapter 3 and verse 16. And it reads as this: for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
Okay, so if I believe in God, I'm gonna have everlasting life. Read that.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Right. And keep going.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Okay, read that again.
This is John chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
So whosoever, that means everybody. Read that.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Okay, so whosoever means everybody. But this person's word is gonna end. So the Bible conflict each other, because if this person's word gonna end, and you saying if he believe he can be saved, but if this person's person's word is gonna end. But you say whosoever, which means him. If he believe he gonna survive, but this say it doesn't matter. His world is going to end. So what? What that mean? Keep going.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
So in other words, if this white people world is going to end, and he's saying whosoever, that means that if I'm in a classroom and I say whosoever finished their test first can lead the classroom or can be saved, then this classroom must be in China. Because the classroom I'm talking about is in Detroit. Right? Because this person's world is going to end. Only thing he can believe his world is going to end. He can't believe nothing else. Right? Because in other words, you would make the Bible conflict each other. Because the Bible has to always be right. So so whosoever has nothing to do with this person. because this world is going to end. Only thing he can believe is this world is going to end. He have no power to believe into whosoever. You see what I'm saying? Because the Bible cannot conflict each other. So his world got to end for what? Keep going.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it to follow.
So in order for Jacob's world to continue, only Jacob can believe into the Father. And Jacob is the whosoever. Right? Give me that John 4:7.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, and verse 7.
Isaiah 7 and 8.
There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahushua say unto her, give me to drink.
Okay, so there's coming a Puerto Rican, a Mexican to draw some water. And the black Messiah say, give me something to drink. Keep going.
Verse 8. For his disciples were going away unto the city to buy meat.
So the other brothers was gone. So only person talking is the Messiah and a Puerto Rican woman. A black man and a Puerto Rican woman. Keep going.
Verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, drinketh of meat?
Right. Okay, so how that you being black and you asking a Puerto Rican for some water? Keep going.
Which I am a woman of Samaria.
I'm a woman for Samaria. Right? Give me 7, stay right there. Give me Isaiah 7 and 8 real quick.
Isaiah 7 and 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is risen. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people.
Okay, so Ephraim is from Samaria, and she was broken off from us. So the Puerto Ricans and the blacks have what? No dealings with each other?
For the Jew have no dealings with Samaritans.
So the Samaritans are Puerto Ricans and Mexicans, and the Jew is the blacks. How you prove the Jews and blacks? Keep that and give me Jeremiah 14 and 2.
Jeremiah 14 verse 2 reads, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
That's all you need to know. Okay, so the Jews is black. So you're dealing with a black Messiah, and he's talking to a Puerto Rican Samaritan, right? Okay, so now here is what you're talking to. Keep going.
Verse 10. Yahushua answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink.
If you knew that the blacks were so important, and you stop and you won't get and you get your head out the white man's butt, and you know who you're dealing with the black. How important are we? Give me
That was Jeremiah 14
and 2.
14 and 2?
Yep, Jeremiah 14 and 2. Judah mourneth, the gates they are black.
Okay.
Okay, and the Messiah is black. How you identify that? Give me Hebrews 7 and 14.
7 and 14?
Yeah, so it's going to show you that the Messiah is a Jew, and now you see the Jews are black, and so now you put that together that the Messiah is black, right? And then you see Ephraim broken off, which are the Mexicans, and they come from Samaria. Now you know that Samaritan woman is talking to her own brother, but they had no dealings with each other. Same thing here. Keep going. Give me that.
Hebrews 7 verse 8. And here men that die receive tithes, but there
Is that Hebrews 7 and 8? 7 and 14.
Hebrews 7 and 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprung out of Judah.
So the Messiah's come out of Judah lineage. Keep going.
Of which tribe Moses spoke on
Right.
concerning priesthood.
Right, and so Moses prophesied that he would come out of Judah. And you already read Judah is black, so the Messiah is black, right? Okay, so you can drop that. Where you at?
Hebrews.
Keep going.
Okay. Give me to drink. Thou would have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
So if you know who you was talking to, when I asked you to give me some water out of the well, you shouldn't even question me because you don't even know who you're dealing with. I'm the Messiah, right? And if you just did what I just told you to, I will give you a living life. Keep going. That's how important the blacks are. Keep going.
The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water?
Right. So how you gonna want some water when you want to use my bucket? Because you don't even have a bucket at all. Keep going.
For thou art greater than our fathers Jacob.
Right. That's how you know there's some kin. Read that again.
For thou art greater than our fathers Jacob.
Who father?
Our father Jacob.
Her father.
Our father.
His father.
Our father.
Is both on father?
Our father.
So it's both on father.
Okay.
Jacob is his father, the Mexicans, and Jacob is her father, the Mexicans, and Jacob is his father. You see what I'm saying? Both of them come from the Israelites. So they're talking to, both of them are some kin to each other. So this is not a Gentile. This is not a white boy, a Chinese. It's a Samaritan, is Israelites. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so, all right, so, give me, Daniel 9 and 12, and then you give me Deuteronomy 24. You give me Deuteronomy 28:45.
You did Daniel.
No, I did 28:41.
You did Daniel 9 and 12 and 13.
I did Daniel 9 and 12.
Yeah, did that before.
That was the first one you did?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Okay, I don't think I did deep enough. Okay, so give me Genesis 49 and 8, and then give me Ecclesiastes 18:14.
Ecclesiastics or Ecclesiasticus?
Sirach.
Okay. So rock what?
And I think it's 18:14.
1814. Okay.
Here you go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 9. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 8.
All the way to 15.
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 8, and it reads as this. Judah, thou art whom thou brethren shall praise.
Okay, and so in order for the brothers to praise us, in order for the Mexicans to praise us, we can't get mad at the Mexicans because they're not like us, because they are our brothers, but they don't have the power that God possessed us with. So we mad at the Mexicans. The Mexicans got their head up the white man's butt. Oh, we're gonna vote for Trump. We're gonna vote for Trump. Now look what Trump doing to you. Trump has to do this to you so you can wake up to know who we are. Trump has to put his foot in your butt for you to wake up to know who we are. And this ain't the time for us to say, hey, let Trump kill you. We don't want nothing to do with you. This is the best time to wake you up to let you know that you are Israelites. Because now you're ready to listen. You see what I'm saying? Because you're still our baby brother.
God.
And what the white man did to you, I'd rather for him to do it to me than you. But the state that you in, I'd rather for you to get some of this whooping so you can know who I am. I'm the one that everybody gonna praise. Because I'm the one that got the guts and deal with this white man. Keep going. I'll start back over.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 8. Judah, thou art whom thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Okay, so Judah, which is us. And how the Mexicans gonna praise us? How is the Indians gonna praise us? How is the Jamaicans gonna praise us? How is the Puerto Ricans and the Spanish gonna praise us? Because we the only ones that know how to deal with this devil. And he been killing us for years, and so we know how to deal with him better than any other of them. They had a break on death. And see what it say? It say if you forget what went on, it will come back. History will repeat itself. So why is history repeating itself with the Mexicans? Because they forgot that they was in slavery. Mexicans don't never talk about them being in slavery. Mexicans never mention nothing about them getting shipped on slave ships. Mexicans forgot. You see what I'm saying? Mexicans totally lost. Matter of fact, Mexicans become one of them. And so we so pissed off at them that let the white man do what he want with them. They ain't a damn thing anyway. But no, they're still our brothers. The Lord didn't do us like that. And we can't do our little brothers like that. No matter what they doing to us, they still fit the scriptures. What scripture do they fit? 41. Give me 28:41. Deuteronomy 28:41.
Deuteronomy 28:41.
Break it down for me.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, but they shall go into captivity.
God, that's the, like I say, the ships didn't just come to America. The ships went to Puerto Rico, Latin America. So slavery, even though, like, when you think of slavery, everybody thinks of the slave.